if you don't have a strong plan, everything seems like a good opportunity. And it's so true, because the stronger the plan, a good plan really just makes day-to-day decision making simple, easy, and efficient. So because everyone's going the same direction.
Right.
You can waste a lot of time on a day-to-day basis if you're not all going towards the same direction.
And if I can just add to that, this might be a bit off of that question, but I think what's also really important for building a brand and a business is to be true to what it is you are doing, and not so influenced or guided by what the other beer companies are doing or what the other baby brands are doing. It really doesn't actually matter, and it doesn't help you to grow. I mean, being so reactive and reactionary to what's happening is really dangerous.
If you don't plan it, then you're gonna fail. That's the first key thing. Also, I would recommend that cash flow is important part of the business, any business you do, because that's gonna break you or make you.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So you gotta pay a close attention to the cash flow, and you should regularly check your bank balance so that you know that, okay, everything is working properly or it's not working for you properly.
In terms of cash flow perspective, whatever business you're trying to get into, just make sure it's profitable. So how you do that is through your projections and your pro forma, right? So you do your simple cash flow statement, your income statement, and your balance sheet. And then through that you determine, am I going to be making any money? But in order for you to get those projections, what you really have to do is your market research.
Yeah.
And based on that market research, what you'll determine is there demand? Right? If there's no demand, your cash flow isn't going to be too good.
Yeah.
So in order for you to be successful, you have to make sure you have to do the market research component in order for your cash flow to be successful.
Yeah. And market research is something, that I think, there's so much information now available too. I'm assuming that it's a lot easier to be able to understand markets and be able to build a plan that seems more reasonable as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
When you create your business plan, in that you should have a strategy like this, that when are you going to bring in this kind of like an advertising manager, or hiring an advertising company or any other companies which will take care of different stuff. So because you have a strong business plan which will tell you that, okay, the first couple of months this is what you can do it by yourself, after that you can hire a company because you will have enough cash flows and stuff like that. So it gives you kind of an idea of when you can use different tactics and stuff like that, and that really helps.
You don't kind of just go out there half-cocked, so to speak. You want to make sure you know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And so I did that. I did that homework initially myself, and I guess my business background allowed me to be able to figure that out. I even wrote up my own business plan before I did anything else. I changed it 10 times since, but I needed that business plan to get my mind into it.
I think it really does start with the plan, knowing that you've got a market that there isn't the product today, or that you really believe you can differentiate. You've got connections in communities that maybe are untapped, but it's really planned. And with that, I think quite often it's isolated. You feel a bit, because you are that person that you think you can do it all, so you sort of are consumed by it. But there's so many great resources out there, and I think that's where making sure you've got connections, you've got a network, whether you use local municipal groups, your chambers, your boards of trade, associations, or individuals who are in the business themselves, depending on what it is. There's so many individuals out there that are wanting to help and advise and have the experience and can provide the support for good growth. And I think it is around, and cash flow sort of comes usually to be regardless of size of business, it's really knowing, at what point can I afford to grow? At what point am I going to start cutting that first paycheck? Or am I not going to cut the paycheck and I'm actually going to bring someone else on, because I think that's going to help my growth. So it really is, it's a lot of planning. It's the business side, but then, you've got the passion, energy around what you know best to be able to deliver.